Okay, hey guys, I'm back. I figured since, I'm already done up and I'm already recording and I have everything set up, and I've been completely inspired by um, Batsy. And you know what? It's really bothering me that I can't remember her YouTube name, so I'm looking it up right now. Just Bass and Beauty. Okay? Just Bass and Beauty. Okay? I'm inspired by her story times. So I just wanted to come to you with a story that I actually put on my blog, but I'm sure you guys don't know it. So if you want, I'll link my blog below if you want to read ahead, but this is in two parts. And I named this How I Met This Guy. His name is Miles. So for those of you who know me or have followed me for some time, I have dibbled and dabbed in online dating. I've done almost all the online dating networks that I've even paid for some, as pathetic as that is. But at this point in time, I was just turned off from online dating. I canceled all my accounts and I was like, you know what? If I meet someone, I meet someone, and it's just going to have to be in the traditional way. This is in November of 2015, and I went to a late brunch. Y'all know, DC and brunch, they like this. So I went to this brunch with one of my old coworkers, aka friend, and her girlfriend. And like I said, it was kind of late, so like we just got in there. It was only like 5 minutes left of the like bottomless mimosas, so we was just pounding them back, and then we got our food, we ate, and we left. But there's this place right up the street from it's on 14th Street. You on 14th, and there's my favorite cheesesteak place. And I personally don't go to DC that often because I don't like parking, I don't like driving in it. I just don't go that often unless I'm going to the club. So I was like, y'all, while I'm out here, I'm going to run up to JJ's Cheesesteaks and get me a cheesesteak. Because, it's lit. So they were like, all right, yeah, we going to go too. We going to go and we going to get some cheesesteak too. Even though we just left the brunch spot. But we just got to go to get these cheesesteaks. So, and by the way, y'all, my story times are so long-winded. I'm sorry, I get so distracted. So charge it to my head and not my heart. So we go to JJ's Cheesesteaks. I'm super random. I'm super friendly with people. And my hands were ashy. So I asked I think he was either the owner or the manager. I'm not sure of his name. He just worked there and he wasn't just an employee. He was a person in charge. So I was like, after I placed my order, I was like, you got some lotion? He was like, no, I don't have no lotion. Why do you think I got lotion? I was like, there's nothing in the bathroom or nothing. He was like, nah, I'm sorry. So there's this guy, Miles, who was standing at the counter. He was waiting for his order too. And all three of us just started talking. My friend and her girlfriend in the back boo loving or something. And so we just talking, and we were talking about HBCUs and schools, and they were familiar with the college that I went to, so we were talking about that, and he offered me some lotion. So I was like, oh, thank you. So we continued our conversation, and he got his food, and he was like, well, if you don't mind, I'd like to get your phone number so we can talk. So I was like, okay, cool. So this is a Saturday. Saturday went by. Sunday, what's it, a Saturday and a Sunday? All I know is the next day. Maybe that was a Sunday, because the next day, no, I think that was Saturday. Sunday, he didn't say nothing. And then Monday, he hit me up. And he was like, hey, it was such a pleasure talking to you. Yada, 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 wonka, wonka, wonka. But what are you doing on Wednesday? I'd love to take you out so we can do, we can have a good time. And what's that? No, that was the conversation on Sunday, because we set up time to go out on Monday. So we went out on Monday. We went to this place called Marvin's Room. It's right up the street from JJ's Cheesesteaks. We went out to Marvin's Room, and I was super leery, super suspicious about this setup and going out. And I sent people my location and found my friends, told people to pay attention to my dot. Called my aunt like the whole time until I got there. Red flag number one, he was late. He was late. Y'all, when he finally arrived, I was just sitting there at the bar by myself. You know, there's this gay couple in the corner making out. It was kind of awkward. I was just sitting there by myself. Finally, he comes and he was like, "You want something to eat?" Like, I was like, "No, I'm good. I'll just get a glass of wine." He was like, "All right, cool. I'll just get some fries, and if you want some, you can have some, and I'll get a beer." So he got his fries and his beer. I got my wine. And then when it comes time to settle the check, because we wanted to go upstairs to dance, when it came time to settle the check, my wine was $12. His beer and fries were together $12. And he was like, "Well, like, do you want to split it, you know, in half?" And that was red flag number two. I was like, "All right, yeah, that's cool, whatever." So he was like, "You want to just split it in half?" And I said, "Okay, yeah, that's fine." He was like, "No, no, no, no. Matter of fact, I'll pay $12.64, and then you just pay 12. Thank you, sir, for sparing me 32 cents. But anyways, so we settled the bill. We go upstairs to the dancing area. The GJ was lit, and I had a really good time with him. Another red flag. So this is red flag number three. He had this like big old backpack that he guarded with his life. He guarded with his entire life. Like, that was his life in that bag. And so I was like, that's a little suspicious. Like, are you homeless? I don't know. So he got me out of my comfort zone. We danced. We had a great night. And against my better judgment, ladies, please don't do any of the things that I'm telling you. And this part of the story and part two is really bad. So we were leaving, and as a gentleman, he walked me to my car. I didn't want him to see the kind of car I drove. I didn't want him to see my license plate. I didn't want him to see any of that. And plus, that's like a vulnerable situation. I'm walking from a main street to a side street. So he walked me to my car, and I felt obligated to give him a ride to the metro. But I did it. And when I dropped him off at the metro, we did a little smooch. Yeah. No, we did a little smooch, and he got out. Thankfully, nothing happened to me, but I would not advise you to go on a first date, second date, and allow a man to get you into that vulnerable position, because that could have gone a completely different, route. So after that, I went to my hotel room, and I called it a night. Next day, he was sending me pictures of him in his suit because he had a job interview, and was trying to set up next steps. So, rewind. So red flag number one was that he was late. Number two was that he wanted to split a pretty reasonable bill in half. Step three, red flag number three, he had that backpack that he was guarding with his whole entire life. So I was like, do I want to go on a second date with this dude? Do I want to give him another chance? Do I want to find out more? So he was like, "So what are you doing on Wednesday?" And I was like, "After work, I don't have any plans. What do you want to do?" And he was, "Oh, no. Rewind. So he was like, "What are you doing Wednesday? We should go out." And I didn't say anything back. Then he was like, "Okay, cool. Wednesday is perfect. Wednesday's perfect. We can go to this place called Barcelona. They have tapas, good chill spot, good spot to get to know each other. Sent me the address." I was like, "Oh shoot, like, did he mean to text me, or was he setting up something with someone else?" Because I never responded and never said that Wednesday was good for me. So I was like, okay, I'm about to get him caught up, and I'm gonna see how he acts. So I was like, "Oh, okay, perfect. I'll see you there tomorrow," because this is Tuesday now, I think. And I was like, "Yeah, this is perfect because it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving." And he was like, "Okay, cool. I'll see you tomorrow." Yeah. Part two is so much more interesting. Stay tuned, and I will give you more.